Welcome back. Another episode of Shit That's Just Life podcast with your favorite life coach, me, Cecile. I want you to know when it comes to this episode, some stories aren't said out loud, so they're written instead. This is This Poet's Dream by Reonda Thompson. About your book, you seem a little down about the process.
I try to do things. I have enough distractions actually.
Mm-hmm.
You have TV, and I have a 3-year-old, and I keep me distracted enough.
Okay. You have a
Um,
social group?
no, but
Okay.
I'm gonna get back into that.
Yeah. This poet's dream that you've written for listeners meeting you for the first time, how do you describe yourself beyond an author or a poet?
A, a free spirited woman with 4 children. I believe in God, and everything of that nature.
Okay, free spirited.
Um,
Okay.
Free spirited is just meaning I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
Like I march to the beat of my own drum.
Mm.
Like if I hear music in the grocery store, I'm gonna dance if I like the song.
You're not afraid to try new
I'll
things.
sing. Right, I'll sing with the music. Like I'm not gonna just act like the music is not on. That's the type of person I am. I always liked writing. I was always good at it.
Okay.
So I started writing it really in school, and we would have to. They would have what you call free write
Mm-hmm.
in elementary school. And my teacher, Mr. Townsend, he always would brag about how I wrote things.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was very encouraging. He would just, rant and rave about how well I wrote things, my journal entries, and so I started, I guess, in elementary school. And then when I got older, I always had journals.
Okay.
I would talk, so I would express myself there.
Would you say that you use it to help with depression state, writing your journal? Writing your poetry out on a full journal.
Yes, I would say that.
Okay, like it's a good. It's a good.
But now, I think now I I do have journals,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it I put a lot of my poetry in the phone.
Okay.
I guess because it's right there, and it just comes to me quickly, and I have to think about going back and writing it down.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy, you know, how a pen feels in my hand.
Is it like a sense of relief?
Yes, it's like I have all these things bottled up,
Mm-hmm.
and when I write, then boom, it's like,
Okay.
oh, I can breathe now.
Yeah, it's like you're overly
Yeah,
anxious, and then the moment you get your hands on a pen and you can release and write, it sounds like it calms you down.
yeah, it does.
Okay. Where did poetry first enter your life, and what did it give you at that moment? So, if you can take a second.
When I was 17 and I was writing my feelings down, but didn't realize I had written a poem
Hmm. Okay.
until I was done. I felt accomplished and astonished.
At 17.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I was writing about my dad, um, about his drug addiction,
Okay.
and about how I felt. I can't remember the words or anything, but I do remember writing it. And I was like, wow, I wrote a poem.
Was it like in the
But I
moment?
did.
In the moment, or like?
Yeah, it was in the moment. It
Okay.
was in the moment. I didn't. Did I pursue it? No.
Okay.
A little bit after that, I did some years later, but I didn't think I was good And one day I got mad and just ripped up all the poems that I had.
Mm.
Um, I'm I really didn't get back into writing until it was about 2012, 2013, I believe, because
Okay.
I had joined this writing group called Ignited Pens.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found it on Facebook, and when I did that, and that's when we would have writing prompts, and we get together, we write, and we write write poems or just writing about our day. You know, she give us a prompt and we write it any way we felt.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't necessarily have to be a poet or anything of that nature.
Okay.
Um, just the fact that um, her 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 saying, I believe, I'm trying to remember, her saying was, well, if you can write, you are a writer, something like that. So she didn't want to discourage you on whatever level you were on,
Okay. So she kind of
whether
just
you
encouraged
had
you.
been, yeah, whether or not you had been writing for a long time or a novice.
Yeah.
I had been writing for a long time, on and off, but like I said, I stopped because
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was good at it, and but the groups, they helped me. And I can't remember when I really, like, really got serious about it, but I did keep journals in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I had journals. When I look back at them, a lot of them, they were so dark.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was angry.
Yeah.
I was really depressed, really suicidal. Um,
Okay.
they've gotten better over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely a better, way better writer
Okay.
than I used to be.
It sounds like it's just like a form of communication for you. The way that you want to communicate how you feeling, whether that's good, bad, suicidal, a form of communication versus actually taking too many steps towards doing things. You just want to. Sounds like you had a good let out with using poetry.
Well, yes, well, I was finding myself trying to figure out, okay, what am I good at?
Mm-hmm.
I know my mom was an artist, or still is an artist, and she would try to get me to, draw, and I'm like, no, that's not. It wasn't fitting.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll find it, but that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
Writing, it felt comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I belonged, with writing,
Mm-hmm.
and so, then as I would read other people's writing, I get inspired, and I would write certain things and just write it the way I wanted to write. I write things about uh,
It sounds like a
things I had been through,
yeah,
things I survived,
your experience. It sounds like
living conditions,
yeah.
having kids, how I felt about that. Um, I write about love often. That's my favorite subject to write about.
Love. So,
Um,
at what point did writing shift from a private practice to something that you want to share publicly? Sorry.
when it shifted when I joined the group Ignited Pens,
Okay.
because then though it was intimate, it was still public. It was still more than one person
Mhm.
that I'm sharing it to.
Okay.
And then we'd be in public spaces. Um, I also remember one time we had a open mic night, and other people that weren't in the group, we invited people to come, and they came. Where are you?
I'm
In
I'm
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I never.
yeah, I'm
Um.
currently in the United Kingdom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. And
Mhm.
but you in the United Kingdom. Wow.
I'm born and
That
raised
is awesome.
Kansas City, Missouri. So yeah, but I'm in the United
And
Kingdom.
now, so you just traveling? I'm sorry I switched it, but
Oh no,
I
you're
just wanted
fine.
to know.
Yeah, I, I just traveled out here. My boyfriend is British, so he is the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Wow.
he's in the United Kingdom, so that's what made me come out here to visit him and be a little more closer to him. But I was still wanted to be able to reach out to authors. I was reaching out to authors that were local, but I miss reaching out to just being a lot more broader and being in the states.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what that's why I hope to do, That's when it started being more broad. Because I wanted to be heard,
mm-hmm.
definitely. I definitely like to be heard.
If this conversation resonated with you, take a moment and sit with it. When you're ready, check out This Poet's Dream by Reonda Thompson. You can find the links in the description. If you want to hear more conversations like this, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what moment stayed with you. With that being said, what sparked elaborate expressions? This poem's dream, what was it one moment or did it kind of like slowly build?
I started writing the poem. Okay, so I started writing over the summer last year, and I just kept writing. Every night I'd stay up to about 5 in the morning or later, just keep writing poems that I already had written down. So I was like, okay, well that wouldn't sound right. So I'm editing my own work. I wasn't using an editor because I'm like, I don't need an editor.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I want to say. I know what I want to say. I know how I feel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want anybody to look at my work and say, no, it's not. No, this everything that I said, I meant that.
Yeah.
Everything that I felt it. So I really, no disrespect to editors, but don't need one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm an English, major.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't graduate, but that was my, um, that was my major. It was
Okay.
English and creative writing. And so I'm like, well, I still have some of those books if I need to edit anything, but that's what I mean. I'm just free spirited because I like to just do my own thing, my own way.
Yeah. Oh.
And I didn't want nobody to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. That's what I liked about, or still like about poetry, because there's no wrong way to do it.
Yeah, I can
If
see that.
that's what you feel, then you write about that. If you felt a certain way about a flower that you saw, you write about that. So with elaborate expressions, actually, I was riding. I remember that day. I don't know what day it was,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember I was going to Walmart. I like what?
Walmart is a
And
normal
the
place.
name, I know, but I'm just saying, like I was riding in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and I kept trying to figure out names that I wanted to use because I um, had basically like started a writing service,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how good that would turn out. That was just a name I used. I liked it, so I just started using it.
Elaborate
And then,
expressions.
mm-hmm,
What does it really represent emotionally for you?
it represents the elegance I have.
Okay.
It represents a woman who is powerful, prolific, and uses her words elegantly.
Is it just like a form for you? Like I say, like it sounds like it's just like a way to communicate without speaking to the
It is.
audience.
It's a way to communicate in ways that most people don't, because not
Yeah.
everybody can write like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people will say, "Oh, that's red." No, that's not red. That's rouge, or that's
Yeah.
cherry.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So
it's
it
not.
just it's
No,
very
it's not
different.
gray. That's
Mm-hmm.
catted blue. That's you know the moonlight is twinkling, it's calling out to me. So I could say it in so many ways that the normal person
Wouldn't even be
cannot
able to.
say.
Yeah, and
They
then
don't.
we probably wouldn't be able to. We'll be all miscombobulated before you know it. So we wouldn't
Mhm.
be able to really
Yeah.
clarify how you say that properly. So I think that's very unique that you were able to put your own flavor to your poetry.
Well, actually, I know that as you experience life, um, everybody doesn't experience the same thing because it's about maybe where you live, your choices,
Yeah.
uh, life situations.
I would say it's not even just being in that different element. I think that what makes you overly, and I'm going to say overly unique is because not only do you have these moments, these experiences, this journey that you're going through, you're choosing to put it in the form of words and then share the words. You get what I'm saying? So you could be
Yeah.
going through what you're going through and just keep it to yourself and only share with the people that you come across. But no, you've decided to make it into a
It
poetry.
just depends on. Lord. It just depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, it depends on what's going on and where I'm at.
Okay.
Because like for example, like if I'm talking to a woman who has experienced things I have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, you share then. Sometimes you sometimes I just share because I have the platform to do so.
Yeah.
I just, just talk about yourself and what you've gone through or what you are trying to still accomplish in life.
Yeah.
As you never know, the person maybe they haven't gone through it, but maybe they're going to go through it and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um,
And when
a lot of the things that huh?
no, go ahead.
Because a lot of the things that I've gone through, like I said, um, I didn't know that I would make it through it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that I have been through. It seemed in that moment it seemed like it was over with and my life is just over. So the fact that I'm here talking about a book that I wrote
Mm-hmm.
just a few months ago is just mind boggling, really.
And keep it going.
And then, talking to people like right now, you're in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me feel like, wow, I've reached the United Kingdom.
There you
I mean,
go.
regardless if we are from the same place, it's like, wow,
And I
okay.
think it's even
My
better.
words,
Even better.
yeah, my words have
Mm-hmm.
just become international.
Mm-hmm. The thing is
Yeah,
that you gotta know that God has a plan for you. That's just first things first. God has a plan for you. But second thing second, I'm from born and raised from Kansas City, Missouri. So I know the trials and tribulations. I know what it's like to come out with a project and then just not the city not be super receptive of that project. You get what I'm saying? Just the people in the
yeah,
community. So I know what it's like to start something, be a be a little nervous during the process, finally get it finished, and then the outcome isn't what you expected. I know that process.
right.
That's why I became a life
Hmm.
coach. Um, what I can advise you is don't let hope die. That's for sure. Secondly, pop up shops.
That sounds like a poem.
Yeah, don't let hope die. Get out there, do some pop up shops. Let people know that you have a
Yeah.
story that you're willing to share. And believe it or not, somebody will read the book.
And you know what people have?
Mm-hmm.
I've actually sold. Well, I've sold over 30 books.
And there
30,
you go.
about 32 books. I was surprised.
And don't
Yeah.
be, don't,
I didn't keep.
don't keep hope
I mean, I
alive.
was okay. So in the beginning, I was like
Yeah.
the first time in that moment, like that was a big. It was a big deal. It still
It's still a
is.
big
Like
deal, girl.
I still, yeah.
Not
I'm
too
like,
many
wow.
people.
Oh, can
Yeah.
you write like this? No, you can't. You can't write like me.
Not
You're
too
not
many
me.
people can write like you. Not too many people can think like you. And not too many people can articulate themselves like you.
I would say that I could definitely go toe to toe with authors who are writing now and authors who have died. It's good that I'm older now because
Yeah.
now I can now that I've experienced things and I write differently. The depth of my writing, the soulfulness of my writing, the realness, the rawness of my writing. I can definitely, I can speak to mothers, I can speak to suicide survivors, I can speak to rape survivors, I can speak to women who have been through physical, physical abuse.
Did the book change direction, or did it stay true to the original version, like to the original vision that you had for that book?
I knew I didn't want it stayed true to it because I knew I wanted to use my pen name.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to use elaborate expressions. The picture that's on there is of a woman in the shadows, and she has this old school microphone, like the ones that they use, like Billie Holiday would sing with, and other singers from the 30s and 40s,
Yeah.
even 50s, the old microphones
Okay.
that they used back then. So I used that. I knew that um, I knew I didn't want a regular table of contents. I knew I didn't want a regular table of contents.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to use different fonts
Mm-hmm.
for my book.
So
So the
you had it
fonts are
all
not
laid
the
out.
same.
You had a full
Yeah, I
visual.
knew that I knew that it was gonna be out the box. I knew I didn't want nobody to tell me what to do, how to do it. I knew I was gonna just stop writing when I wanted to.
Okay.
When I couldn't think of nothing else to say,
No pause.
yeah, I knew how I wanted the introduction to be. So everything that I wrote, it was true to Reonda, and so for that, I'm proud of that because I didn't ask too many people how I should do the book.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that I needed to write the book.
Rihanna, what did this project ask of you emotionally that you didn't expect?
It asked of my focus, rawness, depth. It asked of my best.
Okay. Were you ready to give that openly?
I was.
Okay.
It was what I felt was my best.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it actually came out, I was like, wow, I like this poem.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I wrote this. I like this book. I wrote this book, so yeah,
Surprised by your own work. Okay, I like that.
yeah. Cause it's just like you just sitting there and you reading something. You're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
I wrote the okay,
She
yeah,
said that's all me. Oh my gosh.
yeah, yep.
Was there a
So it
poem
was
that you
just
hesitated to include because it felt too personal when you were writing, or were you just reviewing?
I didn't exclude any poems.
Okay. Everything was
I wanted and needed the truth to be heard.
okay. All right, I like that.
So
So you didn't really hold back.
no, no. I know that you can write things, and I know you got to be pretty careful these days because you can get blocked or
Yeah.
they won't let your book be sold. But
Mhm.
I knew that it was enough truth in there that it would be sold without without it being a problem.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like it's not too graphic. I don't do too graphic. Wasn't too graphic and wasn't too sexual.
You stated you wanted to be heard. You know, you wanted everything to just be let out. You wanted it to be heard. You wanted to release. How do you protect your creative voice while still inviting readers into your inner world?
You protect your voice by being yourself. You don't change to be popular
Okay.
or for fame. You don't. If you don't believe in it, you don't create it.
Especially as an author. Is that what you're saying? If
Yeah.
you're gonna be a writer.
Even as a person, I don't write about what I don't believe in.
Okay.
That's political or views, of of that nature. So if it's something I don't believe in, I don't write about it.
Are you always comfortable with just exposing the parts that you're ready to expose?
Yeah, you gotta be. I mean, you just gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't care because at the end of the day, it's who you are. There are people who do wrong things
Mm-hmm.
all the time and they don't care if they do it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a person that, even though I care about being right or wrong, creativity, if you're talking about, oh, I was abused, or every somebody might need to hear that, or you might need to just get it out
Mm-hmm.
or expose that so you can grow, so you can heal, so you can forgive.
Yeah.
I wrote I wrote these things because that's how it happened. That's what I had in me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets to be too much,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta let it out.
And that was the
If you
best
don't,
result.
it's gone. Yeah, writing, because you can lash out, but if you lash out in a way that's not productive, you're gonna get in trouble. That's why people end up in jail, or doing things that they regret doing because they couldn't get it out in a healthy, wholesome way.
Yeah. I can understand why it's better than turning into any other remedy. Safer to just turn into drugs or talk to somebody that
Hmm.
isn't fully listening to you, you know. So and it's kind of like a small little synchrony for you. You know, you feel safe. You nobody's judging you. Nobody can tell you how to say it. You know, and typically,
Yeah.
I wonder, just on a personal note, when it comes to writers and authors, do you keep the phrase "it's not what you say, how you, but it's how you say it"? Do you keep that in mind when writing, or do you kind of just release to the best of how you want to release? You know, are you cautious about what you write?
Well, okay, so basically, when I'm telling a story, I make sure it's mine to tell.
Okay.
Like if something happened to somebody else, I wouldn't tell their story. That's
Okay.
theirs to tell.
Yeah.
So I'm cautious with that. But if I'm saying, "Oh, this happened to me," am I cautious that the story is out? No, because you did that. I might not use your name, but you did it. You did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to say this person is that did that to me. But as far as what they did to somebody else, or any, putting things out there that don't need to be writing it, you don't want the drama. Like, you want to write in such a way where it brings you peace and it brings other people peace.
Yeah.
Like, for example, they feel relieved, like, oh, this is good, and oh my goodness, I felt that, I understand it, I can, or wow, I never thought about it like that. So I always want to, write about stuff that I can love and not hate, and not, to where I'm just having to explain myself.
Are there specific conversations that you hope to hear from this book from readers?
I hope that people, just say things like, wow, this woman is overcome so much.
Yeah.
She's inspiring. I want her autographs. Simple things like that.
Who do you imagine reading this book while you're writing it? Who do you imagine? Do you think of like your inner child?
I imagine writing to my younger self
Yeah.
and to my kids.
Okay. So
Yeah.
your inner child is what opens you up into just wanting to express.
Well, just looking back at my younger self and how I really didn't ever really accept myself,
Hmm.
didn't ever like myself, my lips, everything that lips, skin color, just who I was. You know, the fact that I was different,
Mm-hmm.
that I was a writer and everything, creative. Yeah, things that I didn't accept that I accept now.
Does it help? I want to say help heal the things you felt as a child, or is it just more of a understanding as to this is why I felt this as a child? Okay.
I mean, as far as like, it's just an acceptance. It's like, okay, I'm older.
Yeah.
I got through these things. It's just accepting it, like just showing myself love that I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, back then.
Mm-hmm.
But no, as far as trying to figure it out, like, oh, what would you have done differently? No, I was just embracing myself.
It's not an easy journey for us lovely black women. It's not an easy journey.
No.
It's something that we all have to persevere through every day. So as long as you make it a plan and you stay true to yourself and do things you love to do to express yourself, like doing your poetries, I think you'll be just fine. You're already in the United Kingdom. And you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? You're here without being here. Things that make you happy. For me, certain hobbies specifically, you know. So if your hobby is writing or talking to the next person and giving them advice on, hey, I've been there, been through that, you can still get through it. I think especially if it's done via poetry, that's just the sweetest way that you can deliver a message. You know, you can't get no nicer than that. If this conversation resonated with you, take a moment and sit with it. When you're ready, check out This Poet's Dream by Reonda Thompson. You can find the links in the description. If you want to hear more conversations like this, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what moment stayed with you.